Hi everybody, my name is Jim with Full Moon Adventure Club, and today we're going to be doing a really quick review on Twin Buttes Lake in Wyoming. And I wanted to get away from it all, so my girlfriend and I went up there just to kind of check it out. Free camping, which is fantastic. BLM land. Mwah. I love BLM land because I love free camping. So went up there. The location of this is in Wyoming. It's on Twin Buttes Road, right next to Laramie, Wyoming. I'm not going to get into specific directions because GPS is going to take you right there. On your phone, it knows right where that lake is. You're going to have no problems. Start searching near Laramie and you're going to have no issues at all. Amenities and stuff like that around the lake. You do have a boat ramp. It is right on the water. Pets are totally fine. RVs are fine. Tent camping is fine. You have boating, fishing, and wildlife viewing, mainly birds and stuff like that. The fishermen around me were pulling out some really nice sized fish. I didn't want to get my fishing license for Wyoming just for 2 days, so I didn't fish. But they were pulling out some nice sized fish there. So you do have a nice view of the Medicine Bow Mountain Range. That's off kind of to the left of where the common space areas are. There are 2 big common space areas, lots of parking, vaulted toilets, and another one on this side of the lake over here. So there are 2 of them. And I don't know, about 6 to 12 camping spots, I would say. But usually it's just fishermen during the day, and then at night we had the entire lake to ourselves. Everybody kind of took off right around sunset, and we were good to go. So there is plenty of camping out there. A lot of lakes in this area. I'll talk about that a little bit in the video, but the only one that I'm really going to focus on is Twin Buttes because that's where we stayed. So if you want to check out the other ones, totally up to you, but this is the one that I picked. I think that about covers it. RV length is unlimited. It's very accessible, very easy to get to. I'm going to try and keep this video pretty brief. I didn't take a ton of footage out there, just some panoramics and you know, some time lapses and stuff like that. So without further ado, I just wanted to show everybody kind of what it was like out there because when I looked to research it, there wasn't a lot of video footage. So let's check it out right now. So as you start out on your trip, you're going to go down this dirt road. It's kind of washboardy, so you're going to want to take your time there so you don't shake yourself apart. And as we approach the main lake, I'm going to speed things up a bit. You're going to drive down this dirt road, and this lake has 2 really large common space areas with bathrooms that are just basically set up for people to camp or park so they can fish. And this is one of them right here on the left side of the lake. You can see lots of space in there. The bathroom's on the right. We wanted to get away from everybody as much as possible, so we took this little dirt road that kind of follows the lake edge here. It was real wavy, so we had to go slow because it was really just like rocking us back and forth so hard. So take your time on that. But we just drove that until we found a nice little spot where we could stop and we wouldn't be obstructing the entire road for everybody else. We came across this big open area right here. It wasn't too sandy. It was relatively flat, but everything's going to kind of slope towards the lake, so make sure you have your leveling blocks. There's no real level spots here. So I went ahead and got out my leveling blocks and set those up. Got my spotter out so I didn't drive off the blocks. And now we're all set up. That night the stars were beautiful and we had a fire, tons of stars. Really love that about that area. Next morning, I set up this 360-degree pan so I could just kind of show you guys the lake and our spot. Fishermen do tend to pop up and kind of camp next to you so they can fish during the day, but at night, pretty much everybody takes off. Had my coffee, just enjoyed looking at the lake. I had all my gear out there for videos I was doing. I have the Kodiak solar generator, the Weeboo signal booster that I was testing while we were way out there, the Predator 50 panels, the Zamp solar panels, and my cornhole board so we could play some games. We did make a little fire pit and have a fire the night before, but when we left, we did disperse all the rocks and cover the fire pit over, so nobody knew we'd really been there. Across the way, directly across from us, is the other common area. So there's 2 of them, both with bathrooms. So really, really pretty out there. Tons of sun in this location. If you have solar on your rig, you're going to be in really good shape out here. We had no power issues at all because there's just tons of sun. Later in the day, we did have a real nice little storm kind of blow in across the lake there. Had fun watching the occasional lightning strike and some rain. And it was just a really, really pretty day. Cooled everything off, and it was really nice. We avoided wind for a long time. I even put up the cell phone signal booster, and I had the camera right on the edge of the lake doing a time lapse of the storm. And then out of nowhere, like a 30, 40 mile per hour gust of wind just bam, happened in like 2 seconds. And while I was trying to put down the Weeboost signal tower, my camera blew right into the lake. So this camera is destroyed. I was so sad, but these things happen. So I'm putting up the cell phone signal booster there. It worked great. I have a video on that if you want to watch that on the YouTube channel. It worked really well. but put that down, saved it from the wind. It held up pretty well. And as you can see, it's just, it's really pretty out there, really, really nice and pretty private. Not a lot of people while we were there, but it was during the week. There are plenty of birds out there, so if you're into bird watching nature, there are some birds out there. Nice sunset picture there of the mountains. That is kind of the view that you're looking for. There's the mountains off to the left. Really, really pretty. Here's another view of the mountains during the day, but this is from a little tiny like pond lake that's just a few minutes away from Twin Buttes where we were, but it was a good shot of the mountains, so that's kind of your view from this entire area. Now, Twin Buttes Lake is right here where the dot is. Lake Hattie is a really big lake that's off to the left, and there's a lot of smaller lakes around this area, and you can fish in almost all of them and camp at all of them. So very, very cool area. Lots and lots of lakes to see. This is actually one of the lakes. I can't remember the name of this one that we were driving by, but again, pretty decent sized little lake. Lots of fishermen. Camping is totally permitted there. People were kayaking, fishing, camping, all that good stuff. And then we also drove up to the very big lake, which is Lake Hattie up here. And it's a huge lake. It does have camping around most of one of its banks, but however, it is pretty sandy. And I wasn't as impressed with the camping sites for RVs in that area, but a very, very cool lake nonetheless. And that about wraps it up for a quick little tour of the area. Hope you enjoyed it. So there you go. We really had a really great time. It was really nice. The entire Laramie Plains Lakes area is managed by the BLM, and there's a lot of lakes out there. There's Lake Hattie we saw a little clip of. I think Gelatt Lake was the one in the little drive-by clip, but there's also Meeboer, M-E-E-B-O-E-R. Not sure how you pronounce that exactly, but a lot of little lakes in there, and you can camp at almost all of them. And a lot of it is BLM, and the rest of the lakes are kind of privately owned, but plenty of space in there for everybody. And I just wanted to share that with you guys so we all have a better idea of a cool place to go, camp for free, get away from it all, do some fishing, and save some money. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. I did get a new camera, which I decided to go with a drone. So future videos where I do reviews of spots, I'm going to have some really cool aerial photography so I can really give you guys a good idea of the lay of the land and what you can expect. So look forward to that. My name is Jim with Full Moon Adventure Club. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and until the next time, happy camping.